Most women believe a man slowly falls into the idea of marriage, that it takes time, months of bonding, years of history. But that's not how it works. A man doesn't slowly decide if you're wife material. He recognizes it instantly, and it happens fast. Sometimes within the first 90 seconds of meeting you. Not because he's rushing, but because his mind is wired to scan for something very specific. He's not just seeing you, he's evaluating a future without realizing it. And in that short moment, one thing activates what I call the instant wife signal. Miss this signal, and you stay in the just dating category. Trigger it, and you enter a completely different space in his mind. Let's break it down. Signal one, your presence, not your appearance. The first mistake most women make. They think attraction starts with how they look. It doesn't. Attraction might start there, but marriage evaluation does not. In the first few seconds, a man is reading something deeper. Your emotional presence. How does being around you feel? Does he feel at ease? Or does he feel like he needs to perform? Because here's the truth. A man can be attracted to many women, but he only considers building a life with the one who feels easy to exist with. If your energy feels tense, overly guarded, or demanding, his mind quietly steps back. But if your presence feels calm, natural, and grounded, he leans in without even knowing why. That feeling becomes your first signal. Signal two, your reaction to the unscripted. Now comes the part most people completely overlook. Men don't judge you based on perfect moments. They watch what happens when things are not perfect. A small delay, a slight mistake, an awkward silence. These are not random moments to him. They are data, because in his mind, he's asking, if life gets difficult, who is she in that moment? Marriage to a man is not built on perfect dates. It's built on how two people handle imperfect situations. So when you respond with patience, composure, and emotional control, he notices, not consciously, but deeply, and something shifts. You stop being just someone he's meeting and start becoming someone he can rely on. But if your reactions feel exaggerated, negative, or unstable, he doesn't argue. He simply reclassifies you, quietly. Signal 3, the way you treat his identity. This is where the real decision happens. A man is always aware of how he feels about himself around you, not just how you treat him, but how you position him. Do you make space for him to be himself, or does he feel subtly corrected, challenged, or diminished? Because here's something most women misunderstand. A man doesn't move toward commitment where he feels controlled. He moves toward it where he feels respected and accepted. And respect isn't loud. It's in the small things. Letting him finish his thoughts, not turning everything into a test, not trying to win every interaction. When he feels that, his mind relaxes. And when a man's mind relaxes, he begins to imagine permanence. That's when the signal locks in. The shift you don't see. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. If these signals align, he doesn't need more time to figure things out. He already knows where you stand. From that point on, everything changes. His attention becomes more focused. His effort becomes more intentional. His mindset becomes more future oriented. Not because you ask for it, but because his mind already placed you in that category. But if those signals never appear, you can spend months trying to prove your value, trying to show loyalty, effort, care, and still feel like something is missing because you're trying to build on a foundation that was never activated. The final reality. Marriage for a man is not a slow emotional build. It's a recognition, a quiet moment where everything inside him says, this makes sense. And that moment doesn't need years. It needs alignment. So don't focus on trying to impress him over time. Focus on what you communicate instantly through your presence, your reactions, and your energy. Because in the end, he's not deciding if you're perfect. He's deciding if life with you feels right. This is Love Talks Nation. And now you understand before the conversations, before the memories, before the time invested, the decision has already begun.